endocannabinoid system, right? I mean, I've heard you describe it as the master regulator, right? So you have your immune system, right, that regulates all the immune functions. But the endocannabinoid system regulates the immune system that regulates your immune function, right? You have the inflammatory pathways and that system, which is part of your immune system. You have, like all the other different
the
parts of your body.
neurotransmitter level,
Right.
the gastrointestinal, our hormone system, our hypothalamus and pituitary and adrenal axis is regulated by this master control, which is the whole purpose of which is to maintain homeostasis. Not to make us exceptional in any area, just to maintain balance. And it's controlling the neurotransmitters, it's controlling the inflammation or the immune pathways, it's controlling the hormone, the gut, and even down to our metabolism and all aspects of how we are interacting with our environment, even digestively from our gut, and the signaling that microbiomes deliver to us actually go through some of the through the endocannabinoid system.
Yeah, so basically homeostasis. I mean, that's really the goal here, right? And we want to feed our body, get to a place where our bodies can function properly, and every single system in our body can function properly.
You want to be resilient. You want to be able to react to different situations and to feel more natural. You can also turn back the clock by 10 years by taking CBD. It has almost a magical transformation of people, that they begin to look and they act and they think younger using cannabidiol.
Yeah, I mean, this is something, I mean, I know you take it, I know I take it. It's one of those things that I know when I stop taking it, I'm kind of reminded that, like, what am I doing? Why did I stop?
Emek, that happens all the time. I have, just this week, I've had somebody come back and say, well, then they dropped off for 3 weeks and they really started to feel the pain, and they were very anxious to get back onto the cannabidiol that they were using, that gave them that transformation and that high functioning performance that they were really looking for.
Yeah, and not only that full hemp extract, I mean, it's got the cannabidiols, it's got all the terpenes, it's got all the other ingredients that, we're still finding out, all these amazing active ingredients in this hemp extract that we weren't even aware of. So, I mean, what I imagine is as time goes on, we're going to keep on learning more and more and more until, I mean, probably another 100 years of research is left into this, right?
Oh, you're absolutely right. All we really know about is some of the science as it relates to mostly preclinical studies that haven't been in humans. We've got a number of human studies that are pretty good, and they show the safety and the benefits that you can achieve with it. But a lot of the studies are looking at either cell cultures or preclinical, and they're getting down to the nuts and bolts of how CBD works and the entourage, where it changes with that environment. The other chemicals that are associated with it in the whole plant really make a difference in the overall performance. There was a study that was done on isolate, on a prescription, an FDA approved agent, that showed that 31% of the children with high level epilepsy responded to the goals, that was a 50% reduction in seizures. But using a whole plant, they had 71% response. So dramatic improvement with that. But I do want to say one more thing about cannabidiol and some of the mechanisms that are involved. In going through that literature, I've found well over 160 mechanisms at play for cannabidiol working on the body and on cellular systems. And with that pleiotropic approach, that the impacting so many different systems in the body, the potential is unlimited. And then combining that with some of the other flavonoids and the polyols and other terpenes that are involved with the plant, I think there's a magnificent future that cannabidiol has for the whole health spectrum of disease and industry.
Yeah, I mean, we're just at the beginning. I mean, that's the unfortunate part, that for so long, hemp wasn't really around, it wasn't really allowed. So now we're just kind of, mankind is being reintroduced to a plant that we've been together with for thousands of years. I always go back to The Botany of Desire, which is one of those books that really influenced how I think about, nature and the world. And in there, I mean, it talked about, apples and potatoes and the tulip, but it also went through cannabis and hemp. And it kind of showed the partnership with cannabis and hemp and humans over thousands of years, right? I mean, it's our food, clothing, sales for our ships. I mean, it's everything, right? And then it was taken away from us for 50, 60 years for really no good reason, but now it's back, right? And it's back stronger, than maybe it was about, 40 years ago or so. So what we're seeing is that as people are starting to eat the food that they've been used to eating for for thousands of years, not 50s, for thousands of years, as they're kind of, the partnership is starting up again, we're being nourished properly again. We're just seeing all these amazing things. And I think we haven't even started really recognizing all the possibilities that are out there. I mean, every time I talk to you, or every time I talk to anybody else who's in this industry, or farmers, or experts in this field, it's always amazing to me how another connection is made. They've seen something, and I've seen something. We put it together. We're like, this is amazing. This is incredible. This could really help push us forward in a variety of different ways. And homeostasis, like, it always comes back to that concept: homeostasis, over and over.